it's me Elizabeth again here with my 27 and 28 week bump date. So I have a few things to go over in this bump date, mostly from 27 weeks, but I did have an endocrinologist appointment at 28 weeks today. So currently I am 28 weeks and 5 days, filming this just a smidge early just because that's how the way my work schedule is working this week. If you hear any snorting, my dog is in the background running around, generally causing mischief like she normally does. I'm currently filming in our office, which is a little barren. There's my diploma up on the wall. How exciting. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I just have a few notes written down here per usual. So I wanted to go over the first thing that I did in my 27 weeks of pregnancy rather, is I went and got a whole bunch of labs drawn. So I did my glucose tolerance test, I checked my hematocrit and my hemoglobin, I checked my thyroid stimulating hormone as well. So all those tests came back good. So I do not have gestational diabetes. My blood sugar after drinking the glucola and waiting an hour was 92, and I believe it has to be under 135 or 140. I think it changes based on the different labs that you use, and the doctor's office never actually called me with my results, but I was able to view them under the patient portal. I have a doctor's appointment next week, and I assume that's when they'll go over the results. If they had been abnormal, I think that they probably would have called me to set up the 3-hour glucose tolerance test, which I'm really glad I didn't have to take because you have to fast for that one before, although I did fast before. The 1 hour, you also have to be there for 3 hours and not eating. And that was my biggest complaint with the glucose tolerance test, was not the flavor of the beverage. It just tasted like flat orange soda, but not being, I was really hungry when I went in, and so I got some Chick-fil-A afterwards, which was really exciting. I had a coupon for a free chicken sandwich. So if you want to see more about my glucose tolerance test, I did do a little 4 or 5 minute vlog about it, kind of just taking you through me going to the doctor and taking the tests and getting my labs drawn and all that fun stuff. I had a CBC drawn that checked my hematocrit and my hemoglobin, also looked at my platelets and all that fun stuff. My platelets were good. They were over 200, which is what you want. Sometimes people have thrombocytopenia of pregnancy where their platelets go down, so that's one thing that they check for with your 28-week labs. My hematocrit and hemoglobin had both increased. My hematocrit was 35.7, I want to say, and my hemoglobin was 11.7. Both have gone up, which is good because I have been taking my iron with my calcium supplement to kind of help increase the absorption of that. And my TSH was 1.32, so that in the second half of pregnancy they want it under 3, and I won't have to get that drawn again until postpartum, which is exciting. They only check that once as long as it looks good in the second half of pregnancy. So I had an endocrinologist appointment this morning, and that went really well. Basically, she said, you don't need to check your TSH again, come back 6 weeks postpartum, and we'll figure out if we need to change your dose, because either people will need to be adjusted up to 50% down from their pregnancy dose, or it'll actually stay the same. So I have a feeling mine might stay the same or go down just a little bit, but we'll see what happens. So those were all my lab results, and I will link that vlog down below if you want to watch it. I told you everything that happened, but you can basically hear my thoughts and feelings while I'm going through it. Something new I thought I'd try just because I think there's so much fear and trepidation around the glucose tolerance test, and people are freaking out, and it's not that bad. You can do it. I just drank that stuff real fast and we were good to go. So symptoms for me in these last 2 weeks have been really pretty much the same. I'm still having hip pain, more on this side than this one. I am also feeling a lot of movement from our baby, which is really exciting. And I think I actually yesterday had my first Braxton Hicks contraction, which was fun. My uterus felt really tight, and I could kind of see baby's bum or head, I don't really know which, sticking out right here. I think the baby is head down only because I'm feeling rolls and movements up top. I still am feeling a little bit down lower, but a lot of rolls and movements, and I can differentiate now between a big roll over, and that's when your whole belly moves, versus the little tap 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 of a hand or a foot. So that's really, really, really fun. So yeah, if you guys are watching this and haven't watched my anatomy scan video, I'm going to upload that before this video, then you won't know, but we are having a baby girl. In my last update, I said she a whole bunch, and while I was editing, I was like, well, whatever, that's life, because it's a baby girl. She is doing really, really well, and it took me so long to film the anatomy scan video that it's my own darn fault that I used female pronouns. But so yeah, we are officially having a girl. We are naming her Marion, like Maid Marian from Robin Hood, but we're gonna call her May, M-A-E. So that was my husband's grandmother's name, which is exciting. We really, really like family names. We're not 100% sure on the middle name yet. We've thrown around like Marion Rose. I like that a lot. Or going with a family name. My mother's maiden name was Carter, which was my middle name before I got married, so Marion Carter. Her last name starts with an E, so initially what I thought would be really cool was to have a middle name that started with an A, so then her initials would spell M-A-E, but I don't think that that's going to happen. We haven't found an A name that we love to go with Marion. So if you have any ideas of any middle names, leave them down below, because we are 100% not decided, and we are really, really working on that. So as far as what baby's doing in these past 2 weeks, at 27 weeks, my Ovia pregnancy app said that the baby was the size of a bunch of bananas, which I think is a load of baloney, because you can't really say how big a bunch of bananas is. Is that 3? Is that 4? So I think that's silly. But this week for 28, they say that baby girl is the size of a tropical coconut. So that, I think, is a little bit more appropriate, and that's easier to visualize. And baby's getting so big, it's kind of scary that that is going to come out of me in one shape or form. In these past 2 weeks, baby May has been working on her brain development. She's working on regulating her own body temperature, which is something that's really important that babies do when they come out. Otherwise, they can have all sorts of other issues if they're not able to regulate their body temperature. She's been practicing coughing and dreaming, and also practice breathing. So the amniotic fluid, they actually use that to practice breathe, and they swallow that down, and then they pee it out, and that's how they make more amniotic fluid, which is kind of gross, but kind of cool as well. And she also has been working on her immune system, although that won't be fully complete until she is after her first birthday, I believe, so about a year old. But yeah, so let's go ahead. I'll show you the bump, and that will be my whole update. So here is the bump. Oh, there's my dog. Here's the bump from the front, and then from the side. So she is just growing, growing, growing. I definitely feel like I am moving out. Pull down my maternity pants from the side, from the front. I still don't have any stretch marks, but we have 10 weeks to go. My little line's getting darker, which is just weird. But yeah, there is baby May's growth for you. So that was my 27 and 28 week bump date. As I start having more doctor's appointments, I might do them every week. I might continue to do them every 2, just depending on how exciting things get. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and you can click through all my other bump date videos. And don't forget to watch the anatomy scan video, because I'm going to have some tips and tricks for making your anatomy scan as easy as possible. Bye guys!